whiskey, rum, pineapple.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this particular spirit, Plantations Stiggins, pineapple rum. I remember when it first came out, I remember thinking like, yeah, I'm not into flavored rum so much. Like whenever someone says, "Oh, a spiced rum," I'm like, that's great. And I remember hearing about like, oh, well, the Plantation has this like pineapple rum. I'm like, yeah, just what I need, a pineapple tasting rum. And then I tried it. And then I became like addicted to it. I drank so much of it. Whenever I would film at my place, like I'd pour like me and whoever my guest was, like, here, drink some of this stuff. And the reason why we're going to do this episode today is because Plantation just came out with a new pineapple rum.
Just a limited edition.
Is it only limited?
It's only limited edition. Yeah, so it's the Stiggins, which is the Plantation pineapple, and it says here limited edition, smoky formula. So the reason it's smoky is the final aging was in Teelan single malt whiskey barrels from Teelan in Ireland, which is the famous single malt.
And I'll tell you what, Stephen. I mean, it's like if it was like any other company, if there was any other rum company, I probably wouldn't even care. But Plantation is probably one of my favorite rum companies there is. The interesting thing, even though they have like a ton of different rums from different countries, they're all different, but they all have a unique. There's like, you can tell it's a Plantation rum.
Yeah.
And even with the Plantation Stiggins, you can tell it's a Plantation rum.
Yeah. And the thing for Stiggins for me is when I was building my bar and rum collection about 3 or 4 years ago is at some point Jason Alexander at Devil's Reef one of his bartenders at the time made me, I think it was on menu, a pineapple barrel, a pineapple drink.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. And I don't think it had any real pineapple juice in it. I think the basis was Stiggins.
Yeah.
Of course.
Pineapple bark, I think that's what they're talking about when they put that thing.
Yeah.
And it's a great rum. Couple different things, make a Mai Tai, but replace the regular rum with
I haven't tried that.
With the pineapple. Yeah, absolutely. Essentially, like any cocktail, you can replace one of the rums with the pineapple, and it definitely gives it a different taste.
I did, and we're going to try it at the end of this little tasting session as well.
Yeah, we have some spirits lined up here.
We're going to have a lot more fun than the viewers because we're
going to have we're always
taste all this.
Well, they get to live vicariously through us, Stephen.
Okay.
We are both fans of Plantation rum, and I have full confidence that I haven't tried this yet. I haven't tried the smoky yet, so I'm excited to try this. I've had enough. I've had my share of the regular Plantation Stiggins, but just to remind me,
yes,
let's
start with this.
Let's have another taste of it. Just. And
I did have some smoky, and the reason when I found the bottle in Seattle, I lucked upon it. I took it because Jason Alexander had shared with me at one point a sip of this. And for those who don't know, one of Jason's dog is named Stiggins, by the way. So
great name. So which one of these is mine?
So we're going in to out. So this should be the regular.
Okay. And this is your regular standard Plantation Stiggins.
Yeah, available at many places. Very nice. Very nice.
Just as good as I remembered it.
Pineapple's more subtle right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of what I've been eating today. It's nice, subtle though. Very smooth. Very, very smooth.
I can't see a pineapple rum tasting any better than that.
No.
Let's try the smoky one now.
So now, we'll try it with the... Oh yeah. The aftertaste hits you, huh? It is smoky.
You're right. At first, when I first tasted, I'm like, oh, this isn't that smoky. And the aftertaste is what creates the smokiness.
It's got a heavier nose, but it tastes, at first split second, tastes like the Stiggins we just had. And then suddenly, there's an explosion of... Although if I didn't know it was smoky because of the whiskey peat, I don't know if I could have described what it was. But it's an explosion of...
It's interesting what
It is smoky.
What the smokiness does is it actually cuts back the actual pineapple taste of the rum. Where this one here,
And the sweetness. I mean, it's there, but it's...
yeah, the sweetness and the actual taste of the pineapple is brought back.
Yeah.
The smokiness actually kind of levels that down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a unique taste, and it's not to everyone's taste. I think people who like single malt scotch and like that. But it is...
Do you think it has those aftertones?
The smokiness?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't drink much single malt scotch. It's much smoother than and subtler than a single malt scotch, but it's got that... The smokiness comes through. Don't you think? I mean...
No, the smokiness comes through, but I'll tell you what. I mean, it definitely... But to me, it tastes like the Stiggins, but smoky. I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't really taste like whiskey to me. It doesn't taste like anything else. I mean,
It's a rum.
both of these are unique. Like this is the original Stiggins is an original rum. I've never really had anything like. I had other pineapple rums before, but nothing compares to this. And there's a unique taste to this, and this has a very unique taste too. But you can tell it is Stiggins. Mm-hmm. It's Stiggins, but it's smoky.
So I poured something in a shot glass that I want you to try.
Yeah.
It's another plantation rum.
Oh, okay. So right here.
You're right there. And I'll tell you why after you taste it and give me your thoughts.
All right, let's try it. It's smoky.
Yeah, very smoky. So what
is this?
So this is one of the single casks rum, a Trinidad 1977. As you can see, I really like it because I've been sipping the heck out of it. And what it is, it's the 15.5 years aged in bourbon cask, 6 years in Ferran casks, and 4 months finished in the Kilchoman peated whiskey. So was that Scottish? I'm not a whiskey drinker.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's got the emblem there. I think or is that another Irish single malt? But it's another single malt.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised that this hasn't become more of a thing.
Well,
Smoky rums.
But I'll tell you why it hasn't. Because, first of all, when I first tasted it, it was so different, the smokiness. I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, believe it or not. And then it grew on me, and now, as a sipper, I'm almost done with this bottle, unfortunately. I don't know if I can ever get another bottle again. But when I bought this, you had told me you were very weary, and I don't know if you'd ever tried this before, of a smoky rum.
No.
You were saying, and I think a lot of people, myself included, are saying smoky rum. Well, I'm not a single malt Scotch guy. I don't like the peatedness necessarily, but this has really grown on me. But you yourself, I probably don't remember 2 years ago when I may have mentioned this in passing, and you made a funny face at me and said, "I'm not sure about a smoky rum, how that's going to work."
Well, the weird thing is,
it's good though, isn't it?
Yeah. I
really like it.
Even with this, the smoke pulls out the harshness of the rum.
Yeah.
It actually smooths it out. It's the same thing with the smoky Stiggins.
Yeah. Although the original Stiggins, we should say, is not a harsh rum, but yes, but it does.
In comparison to the smoky, there's a bite to the original.
Yeah.
There's a bite to the original Stiggins. The smokiness,
in
smooths
the
it
back
out.
of the throat. Yeah.
You wouldn't put that in a cocktail, would you?
Oh no, that's sipping only. But in terms of a cocktail, this smoky rum has been a bear to work with, because last night I was experimenting.
Yeah.
And the smoky aftertaste in a cocktail, I couldn't tell if I loved it or hated it. It was such a unique aftertaste. So I tried hard to tame the smokiness but not take it away in a cocktail.
Okay.
And see how it works. So
what do we got here?
Well, why don't you try it, and then I'll tell me what you think, and then I'll give you the ingredients and let you know.
All right.
But it's got the Stiggins smoky.
All
Yeah.
right, let's try it. I like it.
Good.
I like it, but you know what's funny? I'm not really tasting a smokiness to it, though.
Oh, I am in mine.
Are you?
I hope I got the ratios right in yours, because it's got a unique aftertaste. Mine does.
It has a unique aftertaste.
But it's the
I don't-
smokiness that adds a unique aftertaste.
Or maybe that's what it is. I mean, there's a slight burn.
Yeah, kind of a
At the end.
tang
Yeah.
almost. Less than a burn, but a tang.
Yeah.
That's the smokiness because the ingredients are a pretty
Yeah,
standard.
what are we drinking here? What is this?
You got the Smoky Stiggins and a 1.5 to 2 ounces, just a half ounce of Kenichi XO, which is a
yes.
plantation rum, just to
Love
smooth
Kenichi.
it out. Just a half ounce of tangerine juice,
Yes.
3/4 ounce lime juice, a touch 0.1, 0.2 of cinnamon syrup, 0.25 of circus peanut syrup, the BG Reynolds,
Oh my
and
God.
1 ounce of pineapple juice. So it's a cocktail in different proportions that I've made many times with different rums. And last night I was playing with this, and I needed the cinnamon and the circus peanut syrup because the smokiness was so overpowering, but it was an odd taste. It wasn't quite smoky. But I wanted to keep a unique aftertaste from the smokiness. Didn't want to take it away completely, but I didn't. But if I let the pure smokiness come through, it was just odd in a cocktail. So that's the balance we're going for here: is a unique aftertaste.
There is a unique aftertaste, but it doesn't scream smoky for me, which I guess is not a bad thing though. God damn, this is a great drink.
But it's different than it goes down like a normal drink I would make, but the aftertaste is unique, isn't it?
Like, well, it goes down easy.
Yeah, but again, it's all in the aftertaste, and although it may not taste smoky to you, the only variable from cocktails I've had before that I've made before is the smokiness. So that unique kick at the end is the smokiness.
That is the smoky.
Well, even though it doesn't taste smoky, it's because it's. How do you describe that aftertaste in this cocktail?
Kind of. Well, I mean, the more you say it, the more I guess it would be like a smoky, but it's almost like a presence more than a taste.
Yeah, or a dryness. Maybe? I don't know.
It's
a
like
sweet
there's
drink.
there's like a burn, but not like, oh, I just drank a strong rum burn. There's just sort of like this burn that's there, but it's pleasant. But dude, I mean, do you have a name for this cocktail?
I don't know. I was thinking Smoky Joe. My dog's name is Joey.
There you go.
And we all know what Smokin' Joe Frazier. So Smoky Joe is my first iteration. I just made it up today. So it's a citrus sweet drink, but it smooths out very quickly with a unique aftertaste. That's what we're going for.
After it's all said and done, do you have a preference between the Stiggins OG or the Smoky?
So the Smoky, if I don't sip the original, but I would sip the Smoky. I think it's a fun, nice thing to sip for what little I have. I mean, another bottle and that's it.
Yeah.
Has an ordinary mixer though. I'd stick with the original because it's so versatile, so easy to use.
Yep.
This one was a beast to tame. But once we got it, it made a unique cocktail that I'm pretty happy with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're both very, very good. And the interesting thing is they both would play different roles in cocktails. But yeah, that smokiness is its own thing.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the interesting thing about the Plantation Stiggins, like the regular one, I mean, I've sipped it and I've had it in cocktails. And it works great in both.
Oh, yeah, you can sip it. But I love it in cocktails. It's versatile. It's easy. It doesn't get in the way. This one, as I said, you have to be more careful about because the smokiness is going to give me some unexpected reactions when making the cocktail.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's really I can use it in a lot of cocktails and make it work very, very easily. But really, how much I would ever use this, even if it became a standard shelf product, I'm not sure. Whereas the Stiggins Pineapple is always on my liquor shelf. If this becomes less a limited edition and a standard, still would use it sparingly, to be honest. But terrific thing to play with and a lot of fun. And as a sipper, it's really fun too. I really enjoy it.
I agree. Well, people out there, I'm curious to see what your opinions are between the Stiggins and the Smoky Stiggins Pineapple. comment below. I'm curious to see. And everyone out there, have you used these in cocktails? Would you rather them to be just by themselves to sip? I'd be curious to see. Thanks, Stephen.
Sure thing.
Let's finish these
Any
pours.
excuse to drink and talk about it, huh?
Yeah, that's my life.
Good on you, Ray.